Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Motive, and welcome. Greetings to everyone in the beginning of 2024. May it be an awesome year, and may everyone reach their goals that they set out to reach. So I trust you are well, and it is a pleasure to extend this welcome to today's Saudi Arabia community webinar centered around work, life, and self-balance. I'm Carissa Plaikis, your host on behalf of Agile People Ops, and I'd like to express my gratitude to each one of you present here and dedicating your time to be with us today. Now, I would like to welcome our esteemed country ambassador, Mr. Motib Al-Shamari, and speaker for today, Dr. Mahmoud Khan. First up, we have Motib, our community ambassador with an impressive 18 years of international leadership experience. Motib holds the distinction of being the first Saudi national honored as the International Pride HR Professional in 2010 by the World HR Congress. Additionally, he's the inaugural Saudi representative of recipient of certification as a certified Agile People Ops coach and a APF community country ambassador. These accolades underscore his prowess in guiding Agile transformation that amplify productivity and engagement. Throughout his career, Motib has garnered recognition for his strategic foresight, adept team building capabilities, and commitment to delivering tangible results. He has assumed leadership roles in prominent global organizations. Once again, thank you for being here, and I'm excited about the valuable insights that will be shared with us today. So over to you, Motib. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, Carissa. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, very happy having you all to our second Saudi Arabia community event, where we believe that where we are creating community of practice, and we believe that learning is a right for every individual as part of Agile People Operations global initiatives. That part of our vision is that to create community of practice and enrich the learning community by also creating such events and bringing subject matters like our today's subject matter expert. And my vision for the Saudi community that we are going to create on a monthly basis such events in order to enrich the knowledge, and at the same time to create a community of practice where we are delivering and guiding people for the global best practices by, again, as I mentioned, that part of Agile People Operations framework practices, and at the same time bringing subject matter experts. And I look forward for a great event for today and for the upcoming events. And by this moment, we are going to kick on our webinar event, and I will be introducing my great friend and subject matter expert, Dr. Mahmoud Khan. Dr. Mahmoud Khan, he is a distinguished senior human capital consultant, renowned for expertise in human capital management and service quality, with an extensive career spanning over 27 years in management consulting across diverse industries. Dr. Khan has played pivotal roles within major local and international companies. Notably, he posts 13 years of impactful service as a university professor, and his contributions to the HR and service quality have granted prestigious global recognition and numerous awards winning, affirming his exceptional proficiency in these domains. And for me personally, I've known Dr. Khan for the past, I believe, 12 years. And happy to have you here, Dr. Khan. And we're going to start with your presentation. Please go ahead and share your screen.
Hello, everyone. Can everyone see my screen? Hello?
Yeah, it's showing your screen, Doctor.
Okay. Okay. First of all, I thank you, Mit'ab, and thank the organizers for getting me the chance to talk to the audience and inform them about something of interest, hopefully to them and everyone. The idea is not very new, but not many people thought about it. It's called the DMK Triangle of Success. I believe none of you does not want to have a successful life. But with success, you have to have what we call joy. You have to enjoy life. You have to enjoy and be proud of whatever work outputs you do. You have to feel that you are contributing not only to yourself, but to the ones you care for, like your families, your friends, and also to the community you are living in, as much as also working to get some kind of a payback in order to have a reasonable standard of living. Okay. So to be happy, let's assume that we are all have a certain degree of happiness today, but definitely tomorrow we'd like to be happier, and the day after we'd like to be happier. What are the things and what are the factors that get you to be happy? There are many, and if people just sit down and write on a piece of paper what makes them happy, maybe they will write 20, 30, 40 things. But that is not practical. So what I did with some researchers from the UK, US, and Australia about 13, 14 years ago, back in 2000, 2000, yes, 2001, we did a lot of survey questions, questionnaires, and asked people what makes them happy. The result of that came out with, say, about 20, 30 plus items that made people happy. And what we did in the research is collected all what we did in Qatar, Emirates, Egypt, a few places in the USA, Malaysia, Lebanon, and of course, all the GCC countries, and got to consolidate the top 10 items that is common between all these, whether you are living in Africa or Asia or the Middle East. Okay. And we ask people to give priorities to what makes things them happy in life. Okay. So the aim is at the end of this talk, what each of the audience will get to know what to do and what are the tools you need to help in balancing your work, social, self-life balance to be happier. Most of the people who they ask them, are you happy? They might say, I am happy at work, but I'm not happy at home. Or I'm happy at work and home, but I don't have time for myself. So the idea is how to balance these three things. Be happy at work, highly productive. Be happy with your wife, family, whoever, if you are not married, your parents, your sisters, and your social life, as well as be happy about yourself and have time for yourself to do whatever you like to do. The balance is tough, okay? But if you know what to do in terms of setting priorities, what gets you to be happier, and what to do in terms of getting priorities, what gets you to be more productive, and what to do in terms of what gets other people to love you and like you and love to be with you and admire you as a model, as a whatever, as a parent, as a husband, as whatever, as a colleague, and so on. So what is it that you need to do? Okay. The idea came up with a few, just 2 weeks ago, came up with saying that now we are just about the end of December and coming in January, and most companies like to be more successful in 2024 than 2023 and so on. To be more successful, they have to work better. In terms of what? In terms of being doing and succeeding in fulfilling their goals and getting to have higher sales, higher profit, whatever is needed to make money, not only to make money, but to reach the objectives, the main objectives. Each company has what you call vision, mission, and objectives. Now, each company exists and there is a reason for existing. So if they have these three, vision, mission, and objectives, they have to have a strategy, okay? And a strategy, putting down the strategy without a plan to implement the strategy is no longer not considered a real strategy. The strategy is what to do. And then when we have the plans, the real success of implementing the strategy is following up the plan and evaluating the plan. And if there are needs to change because of factors outside the control of us or factors within the control of us, we have to do that evaluation and we have to do the review. And possibly it's not a solid policy, you have to follow it step by step. You have to have a flexible and practical strategy so that you have the room for doing the changes as based on the whatever factors that affect the progress of the plan of the strategy. If you do so, if the company does so, then at the end of the year, say 2024, they say we succeed, we reach our target, we actually exceeded our target, we made more money, we're happier, we want to expand, we want to be bigger, and so on. So this idea came up with some consultants, including Mahmoud Khan, a long time ago, and say, why doesn't a person, like companies have logos and they have brands and they have brand management, and the brand is enlarged in terms of the value, in terms of the things it does, and in terms of being known by the consumers that this is the best brand, this is so and so, and this is what made the company successful. This is what made, for example, Nivea successful, they have a brand, or Kleenex successful, they have a brand, to the extent that whenever you buy a box of tissues, you say, hand me a Kleenex. You don't say, hand me a Rig or hand me Fine, okay? Because it became a brand, okay? And so on. So the idea is, why doesn't a person think of himself as an individual company, as a company who has his own mission, vision, values, aims, what to do, and progresses in his career and his life accordingly by having a strategy. So the idea of these consultants, including Boston Consulting Group, including Harvard University, and the article is going to be published in Harvard Business School every year, already published this week. that came up with the 7 things that helps people become happier and have a brand for themselves. Okay? Because I worked on this, I already know most of the steps. Okay, so I thought of giving this to you, and then you go on next week and the week after and click the hazard reduction review and see what are the steps you can do in order to strategize yourself. Okay, I have a strategy for myself. I have a brand for myself, and this is my plan, and this is how I'm going to do things. Why am I doing this? Because these are the factors that I discovered when I evaluated myself, like the company evaluates its performance. I evaluated myself as a performance, and this is what makes me happy. That's the idea. Okay. So the first thing to start with is, what is the circle of happiness? دائرة السعادة, we call it in Arabic. And as I said in the past, that we collected the top common 8 to 10 things that makes people happy in the GCC areas. And I said in the other countries, we did the search with, especially Australia, UK, and the USA. We got to know these top ones. So, and Mahmoud Khan put this circle, he only put 9, not 10. That is very common as a result of the research. For example, it's my health and well-being makes me happy, or it's the money that I have makes me happy, or it's the career that I have and the job that makes me happy and proud of, or it is the fact that I'm learning things and continue learning and developing myself and enlarging my knowledge and getting to a higher experience that makes me happy, or it's the place I am living in. If I live, for example, in Dubai or in Jeddah, I become happier than living in say, Ar'ar or Wadi Waq al-Waq, whatever it is it's called, you want to call it. Okay? Or if having friends, we say in Arabic, al-Jannah min ghayr nas ma tindas. So if you want to be in heaven and enjoy heaven, you need to have friends with you. If you want to go to a restaurant and eat, you don't want to eat alone on one table. You need to enjoy with your others and just exchange some of the bites of the things you like, taste this, and so on, and talk. You want to attend parties, whatever it is. Also, there are, what about fun and recreation? I work, and when I have vacation, what do? Work? No. I need to have fun. Maybe I have fun in traveling, or fun in going to the movies, or fun in playing, or whatever it is, or fun in going to Riyadh Boulevard and Disney World and whatever. So all these are the factors. So here are 9 factors, and one is a blank, which is called my other choice. The advice from Mahmoud Khan is that each of you puts the circle and puts in front of each of these factors that make him or her happy a number. So, for example, for me being 75 years old, number 1 is my health and my well-being. And number 2 is my wife and my children and my grandchildren. So that family is number 2. Maybe a fresh graduate from the university, his number 1 is getting a job. Maybe a guy who is 25 already worked for 3-4 years. Number 1 will be his further development, and so on. Or somebody who has been bombarded with people and here and there. No, number 1 is to have a time for himself. He'll turn off his mobile, turn off all the social media, and just sits and read a book in front on the beach, on the shore, and listen to the sound of the waves, whatever. I don't know. So I put something of your choice that you put, and once you know that you put this, you give it a thought. Are these the real factors that make me happy? Then you put double check. My advice for you is to write this with a pencil. Why? Because after checking, oh, I used to be happy having money mainly, but now I'm happy if I am with my family. So I'm gonna cross money and take a number 10 money and make my number 10 is health and make the money maybe number 7 and so on. Once you do that, then you put for yourself a plan. The problem is, we only have 24 hours a day, and we have certain limitations, and we have certain factors that affect us, which within ourselves, our personality, and factors that outside our control. So you cannot list 9 or 10 things that make you happy and have it all. And this is why I put this picture and this note to working woman: forget perfection. It's also for men: forget perfection. You cannot be as perfect in everything. You have to balance the fact that if you want to do 2, 3 things, it means that maybe number 1 cannot be 100% perfect, reduced to 90, and the 10% is divided to number 2 and 3, maybe 7% and 3%. I think you all got what I mean. You cannot have it all. You cannot have the cake and eat it, as they say. So you have to give up something and accept. And in order to be happy with others and people understand you, you yourself have to accept the fact that your wife or your son or your partner or whoever is also not Mrs. or Mr. Perfect. If you accept this, you will definitely be happier, I'm sure. Okay, so you need to know what is maghza hayatak, or what we call what is your purpose of life other than eating, drinking, sleeping, and praying. Okay, and then you try to analyze yourself and say, well, maybe I love to do things and I love it. Maybe you list down 10, 20 things that you love to do, which is the yellow circle. Wait a minute, but there are things that I have to do. I don't like to do them, but I can do it perfectly, maybe because of money, or because I'm paid more, or maybe because my father asked me, or maybe because my professor in the university or my manager in the company. But it doesn't mean that everything I can do, I love. And it doesn't mean that everything I love, I can do. The idea is to get the two together and get to know your passion. Your passion is the thing that many people forgot in the past to stress on, but now His Excellency Prince Mohammed bin Salman emphasized this, and he said that if Saudi Arabia wants to fulfill its 2030 mission, number 1 factor that helps them progress is what we call in Arabic tamkin al-shabab or tamkin al-mara. And how do you get empowered? You get empowered by doing the thing that you have passion for and you enjoy, you are proud to do. Right. So that's very, very important, okay? At the same time, wherever you grew up with your parents, in whichever country, you had the feeling and understanding that you don't want to work and get money, and you love to do something and don't feel that you are proud of doing it because it is a mission, your mission in life. You have to have a mission, okay? And the feeling that you helped other people, you helped your community, you helped your family, you were part of the success of the region you are living in or your country, that's what the world needs, okay? So get this and get this and decide, okay, on which profession you would like to do. And it's called profession, and it's not going to be employed, because some people don't like to be employed. They want to have their own business, and they are the employers of themselves and others. So I call it a job, and I call it a task, the profession. And that task, of course, all of us don't want to have a profession or a money or a job or a business without making money. So what you are paid for, what you get, is the real thing. Okay, fine, very good. You have ideas, you got the money, you get the passion, but you need to what we call the vocation. You need to practice doing what you are doing in order to improve it. Once you get to know this circle correctly, after you chose what makes you happy, you have what we call in Arabic, or why are you living, what is your aim, and what is your mission. Okay? So as a person, here is the head of the person, and you have a head. And in the head, you have the mind, or the mukh. Okay? And that's what we call the IQ, your thinking ability, intelligence quotient. How intelligent are you in terms of calculation, in terms of fast learning, in terms of dealing with things? And okay, is that enough? No, you have a heart too. And in the heart, what do you have? You have a feeling, you have values. Do you know, if you have values and have feeling, do you know yourself? Do you know your behavioral traits? Do you know what you are good at? Do you know what you are weak at and need to make improvement in that? Do you know how you can deal with others? Okay, so that's called what kind of intelligence is now emerging. It wasn't there 20 years ago when people started HR. It's called the EQ, the emotional quotient. So some people have IQ, some people have a high IQ, and some people have high EQ, and some people balance, have 80 out of 100 for the IQ and maybe 70 out of 100 for the EQ. Everyone in the world, according to my understanding, except for a few exceptions, and this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God, have IQs and EQs. But the thing is, when do you need and use the IQ, and when do you need to use the EQ, the quotient? You have to balance that. And the answer, don't say 50-50, and don't say 90-10, and don't say 20-80. It depends. The answer is it depends on the situation. Sometimes you need to know more, to use more of your IQ, and sometimes you need to more of the EQ based on the situation. The intelligent person and the happy person has what we call PQ. PQ is practical quotient, meaning when do I use more of IQ, when do I use more less, and when do I use more of the EQ, when do I, yes. But we all wish that we have both, of course, and know how to utilize each one for the different situation. And that is part of what we call in English competency, or Arabic jadara. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you the talents, but you will not have the make use of the talent unless you get experience. And the experience is by practicing and by doing. So now where you are wrong and improve that. Okay? So you have the mind, and it's usually, I don't need to go through that in details, divided into half, the right side mind and the left side mind. But what I wanted to go through actually here is the fact that, unfortunately, yes, I have a mind and I'm creative and I think of things, but at the same time, there are what we call in Arabic waswasat al-shaytan, or what we call in English, there are the saboteurs who ideas that comes to my mind, and no, you cannot pass this. This is too tough. And you want to do this, you want to jump. For example, suppose that you want to get the silver medal for swimming. Oh, you cannot swim more than 100 meters. You will be tired also. So these, if you listen to these with waswas, or listen to these saboteurs, you are not going to succeed in life. أعقلها وتوكل. Just make a decision, say what you have. If you have the mission, what we call the perseverance and persistence and love and passion for that, you are gonna succeed, inshallah. Okay? So it's just like driving a car. Don't drive a car without knowing what is the end distance before making sure that you have enough fuel. I don't say enough gas, enough fuel, because now some cars are hybrid. Okay, so you have to have enough energy. Okay, so what is the energy composed of? Your IQ and your EQ and your practical PQ. If you have them all, you go ahead and start your mission and fulfill whatever you need. Okay, how intelligent am I? How intelligent are you? How intelligent is each person? The 9 top common intelligence types are listed here, and let me tell you, none of us has it all. But it's a gift of God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that some people have 3 of the 9, some people have 5 of the 9, some people only have 1 of the 9, but I don't think that people have 8 or 9, all of them. Okay? So look at this, think about it with the picture, with the meaning, and say, I have so and so. Okay? For example, one of my 9 things is musical. I love music. I play music, and I'm talented in that without going through notes or anything, whether it's the lute or the org. It's a gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do I utilize it? The answer is no, because it doesn't make money for that. So then I use my logical number reasoning, I use my linguistic in order to deliver lectures and solve problems. That makes money. Okay, so think about this more clearly. But to enjoy life, if you have a talent, make use of it. Don't lose it. Allah yarhamu Ghazi al-Yusaybi, one of his talents is sha'ir katib. But he used to be a poet and at the same time a writer. Okay. Now we go after all this introduction. I hope it's not that long, but we go with what we call the triangle of success. What is the triangle of success composed of? 3 things. DMK Triangle of Success. First thing is knowledge. Knowledge. The more knowledge about the thing you are doing you have, the more successful you are. You need the data, you need the knowledge, you need whatever it is, you will be successful, but the knowledge that is needed for the job, for the task, not necessarily total knowledge. You cannot be a scientist that knows everything. If you are a chemist, you know about chemistry. If you are a physicist, and so on. Okay, and then the second one is the skills and experience that you get, and the competencies and the talents. And the third thing is what everyone loves to have. It's the attitude, how you behave with others, and how you make decisions, and how you deal with others, and how you earn the respect and admiration of others, and how you deal with them in order for them to cooperate with you. Okay, the knowledge comes from education, and it comes from training, reading, and nowadays social media, you name it. And Dr. Khan will not tell you what to do. This is you need a certain knowledge. You decide what to do to get the information, whether through the internet or through getting a master's degree or through reading books and attending seminars or watching TV. Okay, the skills and experience, 2 things. A gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but your parents discover that when you are young, and they will make you practice and practice to enhance that talent. The behaviors, your characters, is the one that assessment, psychometric assessment, surveys, psychometric questionnaires, test will help you find that out. Okay, the research showed that the knowledge contributes no more than 20% of the people's success in life. The experience contributes more, 30%, but the real contribution is who you are as a person in general. So you need to analyze yourself and find out the 3 things needed for the analysis. The first thing is your thinking style. The thinking style is usually known by the indicator from a scale from 1 to to 10, how fast you learn a new thing. If it's known that this new job is learned in 3 months, and you employ some new people fresh and put them there, there are people who do get the learning in 3 months, but there are people that could get it in a month or two. And there are people that need not 3 months, they need another 3 months of probation, and they get 4 or 5 or 6 months. So which type you are, that you need to test about yourself. In terms of behavioral and characters, okay, you need to know what is it, how you behave in such a situation. Say decision making, or say if you are in a meeting with a group, are you the sole talker, or will you listen to the others and then you exchange? Okay. If you want to solve a problem and make a decision, do you make it based on fact and numbers, or do you make it based on your intuition and feelings and so on? If you get these two, it is not enough. You need to know how much passion, how much you love the job you are doing. So we need to get to know which job families you like to work. Is it administrative and finance? Is it the mechanical and hands-on? Is it the enterprising and knowledge transfer in a convincing style? Or is it people service? Or is it creativity and innovation? None of us hates all the six. None of us loves all the six. Most of us have priorities. And Mahmoud Khan or any HR consultant or any assessor, after you answer the assessment questionnaire, will categorize the top 3 job families that you have passion for, and then match that with what is required for each job. Of course, we are assuming that any job in the world has to have numbers, analysis, and whatever it is, requirement for qualification, for years of experience, for abilities, and for competencies. And based on that, we compare what are your competencies, what are your characters, do you fit that job or not, in terms of ability for the behavior, in terms of ability for the thinking style, also in terms of passion. And the idea of Mahmoud Khan is that you don't work in a job that you don't have passion for. Most of the people have a mistake of just employing people based on their certificates and their CV, but that gets you them 20%. The hidden things is what are their behavior, what are their feeling, what are their self-awareness, what are the values they have, what are the talents, all hidden. And of course, the best way to know that is to employ the people and try him. Actually, physically try him or her to do the work for 1 or 2 or 3 months. But that wastes money and time. So now thanks to the psychiatrists, and the professors in the university who made assessment questionnaires that help us at least up to 60% of knowing whether we are making the right decision or the wrong decision for employing or marrying a wife, or kicking a person out, or getting a person to be our model. Is based on that, okay? So we need to dig that out and know what are our competencies and strengths. A competency is defined as the ability to do work with the highest level of quality compared to others, and in the shortest time compared to others, and repetitively. So if you are competent, mashallah, then what you need, it means that you have the knowledge, you need the skills, you have the skills, you have the ability, behavior, and your personality matches exactly what is needed by the job. So as a result of the assessment, you get to get scores from 1 to 10 in terms of your thinking style, how fast you learn, in terms of communication ability, how is your communication skill, effective communication, in terms of your reasoning and arguing with others, in terms of your ability to deal with numbers and whatever, and most important, in terms of your ability to analyze data and solve problems. That's for your thinking style, you get a score. Also the same thing for the behavior. Are you lazy or fast-paced? Are you assertive more of a leader or a follower? Are you highly sociable or a lonely type? Are you tough-headed, tough-minded, or easy to be managed? What is your attitude, positive or negative? You make decision fast and hasty and risk taker, or slow, or afraid to make a decision, let somebody else do it, or need time to do it, whatever. They are all these points are needed for differently score, different scores for different jobs. Independent or work with the group. You make decisions based on your feelings and intuition or based on judgment. And of course, the passion for the different jobs, enterprising jobs, people service job, innovative and creative. Once we know that, okay, alhamdulillah, we know that about a person. Now, what job he needs to do, then we get the range of where he should be, and the range is the green, and the scores is his initials, and if he falls within the green, he will be getting more than 70% for example, for the thinking style, more than 70% for the behavioral trait, and more than 80% for the passion. No one gets 100 for jobs. Usually they vary, but the advice of Dr. Khan or any consultant is that you will get a report about more than 150 jobs. You applied for one job, but the computer or the system will show, and then you will choose the job that has number one, priority, highest passion for you. You love it. Number two, your ability to do it, which is the thinking style. And number three, your behavioral traits, which could be changed by through taking practical courses or online courses or theoretical courses. Okay? So my general idea, don't take a job that you don't have a passion more than 75%, and don't take a job that you have less than 75, sorry. And don't take a job that your thinking style is less than 70%, but it's okay if your thinking style is above 90 or 80, or your behavior or interest is above 80, behavioral is 70 or lower, it's okay, because you still can take courses for problem solving, decision making, for presentation skill, and so on. So that's not a problem. This is just a sample of what we got from one young lady during the Corona period, 2019, 2020, and we found out that there is a new good job that could be used, which is the online training facilitation, and she got that job because she has passion for that. She loves the IT, and she loves to do with people and coordinate things. But does this mean that the girl good for that work only? No. As I said, 150 plus jobs. She could be a business owner, she could be an architect, she could be a digital marketing manager, and so on. We have a list, and from that list, she or he, a person from the assessment, chooses which job he likes to do work on and continue. There are 8 P's that are the factors that help a person do his job correctly, and I call them 8 P's because I took a course with Uder Dubonu. He had the 6 hats of the 6 hats. If you know, the 6 colored hats, and then you based on the situation. And now I put the 8 P's of Mahmoud Khan to provide good service that you need. I don't have them all. I don't think any of you has them all, but you will be happy to know that if you have 5 of them, alhamdulillah. If you have 4, you need to work on the 5th and 6th. If you have 3, it's better not to take that job. Basically, they are all with P. P is patience. No one gets the things at the same rate as he wants it. Passion, the love for doing the work coming from inside you, and not because of the pay or because you have to do it and ordered by your manager or parents. Persistence, continue and try, because wishes don't come true from the just effort. You have to try. Perseverance, continue the journey. There is no end to learning. Till you die, you keep learning new things. People person, you have to be fair in treating the people. He's fat, he's young, he's thin, he's tall, he's black, he's white. No. Okay, and practitioner. Without practice, you will not learn, because from practice, you will learn where you are good and where you are wrong, and avoid that mistake. Don't repeat the mistake again. By practicing, you will get to have experience. Without plan, you fail to plan. You put a plan, and most importantly, after the plan, be proactive before the thing go wrong. Double check how it's going, and be just like what we call preventive maintenance. Now we got this. We knew ourselves. We knew what job we want to do, and we know all this. Now, where am I in life? This is called the circle of life. Each one of us, according to psychiatrists and researchers, is a point in this circle. But where does this point lie? Is it in the red or green or yellow or blue? We don't know. But if you know what kind of characters you get. For example, the D represents the dominance, which is a direct, result-oriented, firm, and strong-willed and forceful, while the S represents the, the steadiness, patient, tactful, humble, accommodating, and the I represents the influence, which is outgoing, optimistic, highly spirited, lively, enthusiastic, and the C, conscientiousness, which is analytical, reserved, precise, private. Which type you are in one of them, okay? And the beauty of this exercise is that, yes, you are a point in this circle, but the output shows you how you are related to the other parts. For example, this guy, conscientious, he's very thorough, he has al-halala, he double checks things, whatever, but how does he deal with the D type, and how does he deal with the I type, and how does he deal with this type? If the person knows this, then his EQ becomes very, very high. He knows himself. But to deal with others, he loves to know how the others are. So if you have a friend, a wife, a manager, a colleague, and ask him where does he lie in the circle, you will get to know the following. Okay, what are his priorities, and what are the things that motivates him or you, based where you are in the circle, and what are the things that you are afraid of, what are the things that makes you depressed and uncomfortable, and what do we notice on you when you talk with us and behave with us. Knowing this will get you to really be happy to decide who will be your wife, how is your manager relationship, your colleagues relationship, who are your friends, and that's what makes you happy in life. In conclusion, to get to be happy in life, have to list what makes you happy, put priorities, double check what kind of a person you are in terms of your values, in terms of mission, in terms of ability, in terms of character, in terms of interest, and try to do your best to understand the others that makes you happy. This is the end of my talk, and I'm willing to answer any questions or. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Mahmoud, for the fruitful webinar and such an amazing information updated. And we're looking forward also to have more upcoming events together and having more collaboration. And now, Carissa, would you, now, Doctor, you can end your screen sharing. So Carissa can start.
Sure. Okay. Any comments or any questions?
Yeah, we will be getting into the
okay.
part. Carissa, would you start your screen?
Okay, I've started my screen. Are you able to see it?
It says questions and answers. This is what we see.
Yes, that's exactly it.
All right, any questions, ladies and gentlemen?
Hello?
Hello,
Do we
we
have
hear
the
you.
question in writing, or we talk, we speak?
It's okay. If you are speaking now, go ahead.
Thank you, Mut'ab, and thank you for this nice lecture with Dr. Mahmoud Khan. In fact, you know him for the last 12 years, and I know him for the last 36 years.
MashaAllah. You're most welcome, Hazem.
Allah sallimak. And he was my first boss in my life, in my working life. And I was really pleased and happy to have Dr. Khan today. And we worked together in some projects. And I was just, and I gave him a name, actually, if you allow me. I said Dr. Khan is the McKinsey السعودية for human resources.
I would call him the
Anyhow,
black box.
Yes, my question is, or my comment is, I would like to emphasize on something which is very important. That goes for graduates or for people seeking for jobs or for employers. Today, the CV, and Dr. maybe he mentioned that many times, today the CV and the interview does not give you more than 30 to 40% to judge regarding whether the candidate is, fit for certain job or not. You have to go for the psychometric assessment, which clarify the knowledge, skills, and attitude. And by the way, this is triangular. Doctor also mentioned one thing, that this triangular of success is being changed to the square of success, and he added what he mentioned is passion, because passion makes you distinguished, creative, and innovative. So I just want Doctor to elaborate in this point how important is to have the psychometric in the after the CV and the interview for the candidates. Thank you.
Thank you, Hazem.
Okay, the idea about the passion is that if the passion is high, usually people become a fast learner if they want to learn what they have passion for. So it makes it easy for the company to accept a giving a training or giving a chance for development for the candidate. And instead of taking 2-3 years to master the job, if he has a passion higher than 75 to 80%, then it might take 3 months or 6 months only. So it saves money, and not only saves money, it makes more money in addition to the saving, because the person starts contributing to the company by doing a good job, performance is high, and he adds value to the company, whether increasing sales or saving overall cost or enhancing the image of the company. That's why passion is more than 50% important. But to know the passion, the problem is that some people don't know their passion, or some people have 3-4 passions. To double check that, if they take the psychometric test, they will find out how to prioritize which passion is for which. Because sometimes if they don't have the passion, they might choose a job that is paying them 1,000, 2,000 more, but after going through that for 1 or 2 years, they decide to resign and move out because this is not within their passion. But they chose the job because of the pay. But if you combine the passion with the ability, with the interest, then sometimes the pay is not the main factor for you to choose the company or choose what type of work you do.
Thank you, Doctor. Next.
Sure.
Am I audible?
You're audible. We can hear you. Go ahead, Samuel.
Okay, thank you so much. This is Samuel. I'm from Zambia. I would like to, first of all, appreciate Dr. Khan for what he has highlighted to us. It is really beneficial. And I love the point where he emphasized on what His Excellency had proposed on the part of empowerment, as well as looking forward to 2030, so that empowerment is given in regard to passion. And that is something interesting and important. But my question is to Dr. Khan, what is the relationship between passion and purpose in relating it to the work environment? And in the same regard, how do we concretize this with the view of promoting job satisfaction? And then the other question is, I would like to find out also, as we are looking at the transition that is happening in these management programs or courses, where we are hearing of a situation that artificial intelligence is being incorporated in management programs. What's your view, or what's your perspective with regard to this transition? Thank you so much.
Sure. Okay, for the first question, the relationship between passion and the actual performance is very high. As I said, the passion, if you have a high passion for, that triggers out your IQ and your Q to be a little bit higher in terms of accepting more information and things. And that reduces the time for learning and enhances your performance. If you don't have passion, even if you have high IQ, without the passion, that increases your stress and you're being unhappy, and therefore it lowers the performance. That's the first question you have. The second question, the managers, unfortunately, who are not, who don't have enough information about what HR and what assessment is and what HR contribution to the success of the company is, make decisions thinking that they are the right decisions based on only what they know professionally and technically, not what they know about emotionally or the emotional intelligence. Not, they don't use that. And if they do so, they make mistakes and could be the cause for higher people turnover. To solve that problem, I suggested, alhamdulillah, I did this for more than about 15 large companies in Saudi Arabia, Emirates, is that we give a 1 to 2 day sessions to the managers who are not working in HR, and this awareness or a brief about HR is very good for them to understand, especially when it talks about evaluation, performance evaluation, when it talks about recruitment and selecting the people to work under them, whether the field is marketing or operations or sales or maintenance or whatever. And this course is called HR for non-HR managers. I found out, alhamdulillah, after they take this brief course for 1 or 2 days, that the way they deal with HR is much better. They communicate better, and they accept the fact that whenever they want to choose, they have a vacancy in their department and they want to choose one, they will ask the HR person to come with them during the interview and help them make the decision, especially if they have a choice 1 out of 3, not just only one candidate. Okay.
Thank you, Doctor. Any more questions? All right, that sounds good. Thank you. And Carissa, please move to the next slide. Before moving to the next slide, I would like to welcome my fellow country ambassador of Germany, Buglarka. You're most welcome in joining. Thank you. Go ahead, Carissa.
Okay, thank you so much, Motep, and thank you very much. Allow me to extend a heartfelt word of gratitude to Dr. Khan for facilitating this enlightening discussion and sharing valuable insights with us on achieving a balance between work and also leading a fulfilled life, which is very important for our organizations of the day to build a culture of high performance. So the session was truly wonderful and engaging, and really, really heartfelt word of thanks to you. So a special thank you to all of you in the audience for joining us as well today. Your time and active participation are sincerely appreciated, and we hope that today's session provide you with a valuable information and perspectives on balancing your work and your life. Your presence contributed to making this discussion a success, and thank you once again. We look forward to future engagement with you all. So you will find that in our chat, we have shared with you our feedback form link. So we want to request you to please share your feedback with us, as this is really important to tailor our offering to you exactly how you would prefer to have it. So you will see that up next, we have many more sessions, okay, to learn and grow. And our next session will be our UK webinar audio event, excuse me. It's our UK community audio event, and that will take place on the 17th of January. And the theme will be Level Up, HR, Agility, and Employee Experience as a Product. So this will be our first ever audio event, and we are excited to have you join us. Please do scan the QR code in order to register for that one. And our next Saudi event, we have exciting topics lined up, and we will share that with you soon. And the information in order to register, as usual, on our LinkedIn page and via email. And we also invite you to join our Agile People Ops Saudi Arabia community. And to do so, you can scan the QR code provided. We will also share this recording of the session with all of you, our participants who have registered and have stayed the course throughout. And we will upload the session to our Agile People Ops YouTube channel as well. So that's it from our side for today. Thank you so much. It was truly a wonderful session, and we wish you a wonderful day ahead. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you.
Take care.